In this video, we'll go over truing wheels. If your wheel looks wobbly when it spins, this is a repair you need to do. Before we get into fixing things, let's talk a little bit about how a rim holds its shape. It's actually all in the spokes. Each spoke is pulling on the rim from a different spot, so by changing the tension of each spoke, we control the rim's position. If we tighten a spoke, we pull the rim closer to that spoke. If we loosen a spoke, we let the rim be pulled away from that spoke. You only really need a couple of tools: the spoke wrenches, a dishing tool, and the truing stand. A wheel needs to be trued in 3 dimensions. The first dimension we'll look at is lateral. Imbalances in this dimension are super easy to spot. The rim is being pulled too far to the left or right. Use the calipers on the truing stand to find problem spots on one side of the rim. You can either tighten a spoke to pull the rim towards that spoke, loosen a spoke to let the rim be pulled away from that spoke, or do a little bit of both. Pay attention to which spokes are already tight and which ones are already loose. At the end of the day, you want all your spokes to have a similar tension. Continue on and switch to the other side. Every now and then you should remove the wheel and release the tension by pressing down on the rim. If you've made a lot of adjustments, you'll hear a popping noise. Once your lateral trueness looks okay, move on to radial trueness. You can spot radial imbalances by noticing if the top of the rim seems to hop up and down. This means that the hub is not in the center of the rim circle. Find problem spots by positioning the calipers so that the rim makes contact in places where the radius is too long. You can either tighten the spokes in that area, loosen the spokes at the exact opposite end of the rim, or do a little bit of both. When you make these adjustments, make sure you tighten left and right spokes in equal amounts, or else you'll throw your lateral trueness. Don't forget to release tension. Alright, your wheel should be looking pretty good. We have one last dimension to true called dish. We dish a wheel to make sure that the rim is centered in between the lock nuts. In an extreme case, an undished wheel will fold in on itself. It's hard to spot dish imbalances without a tool. Rest the ends of the tool on the rim and adjust the metal foot so that it just sits on the outside of the lock nut. Move to the other side. If the wheel is dished, the foot should rest on this lock nut as well. Okay, so we see that the foot is far away from the lock nut. That means that the wheel is closer to the left lock nut than it is to the right. You could either tighten the right spokes to pull the wheel to the right, loosen the left spokes to let the wheel be pulled to the right, or do a little bit of both. Whatever you decide, make sure you adjust all the right spokes in equal amounts and all the left spokes in equal amounts, or else you will throw your radial and lateral trueness. I like to start at the valve hole so I know when to stop making adjustments. Check the dish again. You want it to be within 1 or 2 millimeters, like this wheel is. Release the tension one last time and you're good to go.